The Bible was redacted. Second part. While biblical scholars analyze how the texts were edited, redacted, to align with theological objectives, biblical conspiracy theories sometimes claim that information was deliberately omitted to distort the historical understanding of figures such as Jesus. Academic, historical, and textual analysis indicate that the Bible was the subject of intense writing, editing, and compilation over the course of centuries by multiple authors and editors. Rather than being a single document written all at once, it is a compilation of oral traditions, historical memories, and theological modifications, and many of its books show clear signs of having been edited, such as the Torah or Pentateuch and the Gospels. Key aspects of biblical redaction include Old Testament redaction. Scholars often refer to the documentary hypothesis, which suggests that the Torah was compiled from various sources, all by mortal men, over the course of centuries, often combining overlapping or altering narratives. The canon was completed over hundreds of years, and many texts were edited, revised, or excluded, such as the Gnostic Gospels, based on the theological and political priorities of the early church councils. Examples of alterations. Textual critics point to the longer ending of Mark in chapter 16 regarding the resurrection of Christ, who presumably died and was physically resurrected, since the disciples claimed to have witnessed that event, but who has not been seen at all since then. Which, if true, it is strange, given that the first thing Christ would have done to prove to everyone that God is truthful and does indeed fulfill the promises of Christ, and that all men lie regarding God the Father and Christ, would have been to reveal that he had been resurrected by God the Father. Another example is the story of the woman caught in adultery, which is in truth the story of Christ, who became sin during the dispensation of the first beast, and of those who were with her and did not believe in her, misjudged her to be an adulteress. But God the Father granted her a clean slate and new account, and no one has been able to misjudge her, nor will they ever be able to. Examples of deliberate changes include the editing of polytheistic descriptions, for example, the change from children of God to children of Israel in Deuteronomy to reflect a more strictly monotheistic view, as if God were a solitary father and not what God truly is, the father and mother of their creation. The truth is that although some argue that the Bible's central message has been remarkably well preserved, the consensus among historians is that the biblical texts underwent significant revisions, additions, and deletions. Today, Christ herself testifies that the edits to the Bible and the exclusion of the apocryphal Gospels was done intentionally with the malicious goal of preventing the spiritual mother from entering the minds of men, since they, with their power and money, continue to hide their vile filth. But we are in the end times, and they will no longer be able to hide nor continue with their abominable behavior. Amen. To be continued.